started rehearsing.
She's waiting. Okay. Just, there's something I'm missing. It's all good. Easy.
Hello, hello. There we go. Good morning, and thank you for joining me this morning. I'm so excited to be here and see some of our members, be with our minister, and all our great texts that make it all happen. So I'd like to just begin by a short reading from the 365 this morning. Loved it, struck a chord, and I hope it does with you. I am warmed by the love of God. It has been truly said that love is the lodestone of life, the treasure of earth, and the highest gift of heaven. We all wish to feel that we are kept in the arms of love, protected by its shelter, and warmed by its feeling. But some may ask, how do we really know that the universe rests on the shoulders of love? The answer is simpler than it may appear. For instance, no one is ever harmed by real love. The more love there is in our life, the better off we are. While the opposite to love, which is hate and dislike, can actually consume us mentally and destroy our health physically. If then it is true that love builds us up while its opposite destroys, we may be certain that there is a universal reality to it. In this divine reality, we can actually immerse ourselves in one infinite love alongside divine wisdom. We can choose to learn and feel the presence of this love and totally rely on it in every aspect of our living. So on that note, my heart sings. My eyes close gently. I feel my body, my essence, my love-filled surroundings. Wonderful air to breathe and nourish each cell of our being. We take it in gently and deeply. We relax, let go, and let the silence feed our soul. I thank for all the healing, opening, awakening to the truth of Spirit itself, filling this next hour with our congregation all around the globe and here in this beautiful morning of Calgary, Alberta. And we have a wonderful, wonderful learning and rising up to new possibilities, more love, more laughter, more connecting to all that is good, true, and beautiful. I am very grateful. And so it is.
When the rain is blowing in your face and the whole world is on your case, I would offer you a warm embrace to make you feel my love. When the evening shadows and the stars appear, and there is no one there to dry your tears, I could hold you for a million years to make you feel my love. I know you have ever do you wrong. I've known it from the moment that we met. There's no doubt in my mind where you belong. I go hungry, I go black and blue, I go crawling down the avenue. Oh, there's nothing that I wouldn't do to make you feel my love. The storms are raging on a rolling sea, and on the highway of regret, the winds of change are blowing wild and free. You ain't seen nothing like me. I can make you happy, make your dreams come true. There's nothing that I wouldn't do. Go to the ends of the earth for you to make you feel my love, to make you feel my love.
Beautiful. Lori McDonald, an elevation. It was wonderful. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. How are you? It's so wonderful to see you all here, and it's wonderful to know that you all are here with us in our love stream. Welcome to the Calgary Center for Spiritual Living. If you are new to our center, or if you used to come and are just coming back to check us out again, I want to remind you of something. We are a faith tradition. We don't call ourselves a religion. There's too much energy around that word. We are a faith tradition or a philosophy that honors all faith traditions. We understand that there are 8 billion people on this earth, 8 billion emanations of spirit. And so there can't be just one way to think, just one way to believe. That doesn't make sense. We live in a limitless universe, and so there are limitless ways of expressing that spark of the divine that is within each of us. So wherever you are on your spiritual path, if you are here for the first time, if you have been coming here forever and ever, like some of you, sorry, that was a little aside over there. Excuse me. If you are, or if you are just finding our path, you are absolutely welcome here. to the Calgary Center for Spiritual Living. Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Pat Campbell, and hi, and I'm the spiritual director of the center here. So we're going to start out by singing our Kong song. This is one of my favorite ones, and it certainly fits for a day like today. And what I'm going to encourage you all to stand up, those of you who are at home, this is I send my love over the mountains, I send my love over the sea, I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. This is so important, especially right now. This is the time to send our love. So if you will stand up with me, and if you want to at home, let's sing together. 1, 2, 3.
I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me.
Beautiful. Did you feel it? It was just going out. I love it, love it, love it. So, do you notice anything different about the stage? These wonderful panels there are a few people that I want to talk about with this. First of all, they are the design of one of our practitioners, Tracy Peterson, who has a company called Painted Tulip Art. And Tracy couldn't be here today. We really wanted her to be here to accept this kind of accolades because they are so, so beautiful. And they just really brighten up the stage. I'm super excited. But here is what Tracy had to say about it. She said, everyone is unique with one-of-a-kind talents, values, and ways of expressing themselves. Each of us, to some degree, is living from a consciousness we inherited, but did not necessarily choose. That's that race consciousness we were talking about last week. This may cause us to live a life we don't always love living, and we may not understand why this is the case. We believe our history can be a launching pad to creating a life beyond our constraints. Then she says, I see your beauty and perfection. I unequivocally know that you have everything inside of you right now to have the beautiful life expressed as you, for you, from you. At Painted Tulip Art, we work with clients to reveal, accept, express, and celebrate the beauty that only they can be in the world. Painted Tulip Arts produces fluid art jewelry. I happen to be wearing one of the pieces today. Functional art, canvas works based, and workshops specializing in custom orders and palette matching. And she says, let's talk. So please give it up to Tracy Peterson for her beautiful artwork. And Ron Hahn for facilitating it, and Lance Rath for facilitating it even further. So they were up and without me even being aware of it. I just really love them. They're quite lovely. So some of the other things that are happening here at the center is our Prosperity Plus 3 program. It starts not this Tuesday, but the following Tuesday on the 22nd. Folks, we don't have a lot of people signed up for this class, and we really need some. You can take it online or you can take it in person. And I know Calgarians are notorious for signing up for things late. So if this is you, several of you have told me you were going to take it, and I haven't seen you sign up yet. Please do that so we know what to do. We know how to proceed with this. So this is a course that is guaranteed to increase your prosperity consciousness. Guaranteed. By that I mean you are going to be participating in it. You're going to be tithing of your time, your talent, and your treasure. And if at the end of the 7 weeks you don't feel more prosperous, we will give you your treasure back. We will give you your money back. I can't give you your time or your talent, but I can give you your money back. And in the 23 years I've been teaching these courses, I've only had to do that once, so I feel pretty confident in being able to make that guarantee. It's an absolutely life-changing course. I encourage everybody to sign up for it. It is $50 to register, and then you will order the product online as an MP3 and also as a PDF for $39.99 US. We'll give you that information after you've signed up. And I sure hope to see a lot more names on that list after today, because we really would like to have a nice full class for that. We're looking for board members. We've got a few people who have already sent in their packets, and we're super excited about that. Very good quality people. If this feels like something you want to do, if you want to be on the board, be part of the leadership of the center, contact the office and ask for a packet of information to tell you about what it takes to be on the board. We are looking for somebody who knows the teaching, has at least taken a basic level course, is a member of the center, is a consistent contributor. You can't make decisions about the center if you are not invested in what it is that we do. If you have business, marketing, financial, all that other kind of stuff, think about it. Because you know what? We're poised to move on to the next step. Once everything kind of starts to loosen up a little bit, we are poised to go. Do you want to be part of that? So contact Lance and get some more information for that. And our ongoing group, still everything online right now. We've got our Consciousness Seekers on Monday night. We've got Wednesday with Coffee with Dr. Pat, Wednesdays at noon. Thursday meditation at 7, and the Saging Circle Saturdays at 10. If you want the codes for that, for the Zoom, just go in the newsletter or on the website, and all that information is there. Okay. I'm done with my announcements. That's a lot of stuff. What we're going to do now is go into our more sacred part of the service. So Reverend Darlene Chase is going to give us our spiritual mind treatment, which is our form of prayer. And Oliver and I are going to lead the chant, which you know, love is, I am. So just allow yourselves to go within. Love is, I am, right here, right now, right here, right now. Love is, I am, love is, I am, right here, right now.
I acknowledge right here and right now that there is only one presence, one source of love in the universe. And it is everywhere present within all life. So I am very, very grateful to know that it is our part, each unique one of us, to take that precious life given so freely, to use it in a way that enhances all other life. I almost thank for this time when we've incubated, locked up, as a within time to really value the wonder of freedom, the wonder of peoples of all nations to be able to move freely and be guided by their universal one, to a life that is always creating new and brand new, healthy, good for all, wealthy for more and more on the planet. And in great appreciation, I know from this point forward, we will help one another more, nation to nation, than we've ever done before. Thank you, God. So I simply know this morning's message adds to our zest, our willingness, our openness, our greater energy to be a moving part of this wonderful wisdom that God made us to be. And without anyone, the puzzle's not complete. So we take this time to stand up, renew, and replenish with Dr. Pat, and I think that it is a wonderful message for all, and so it is.
Love is, I am right here, right now, right here, right now. Love is, I am.
Thank you, Reverend Darlene. Thank you, Oliver and John, for singing with me. With our hearts wide open, we're going to say the vision and the mission statements of our center. We do this every week. We know it by heart, but we say it together to establish that foundation, to anchor it in. So let's say this together. The Calgary Center for Spiritual Living is a beacon of spiritual illumination that inspires individuals to reveal their wholeness, co-creating a world that works for everyone, a world that works for all. You know, when I look at everything that's going on in the world right now, and I'm thinking, wow, it sure is not looking like a world that's working for all. But what I believe at the very center of my being, at the very core of my being, is that what is going on right now is a rebirthing of sorts. And birth is messy. And the little seed that's coming up through the dirt to become a new plant is messy, and it breaks out of its casing and it messes up the dirt as it comes through. I believe that's what's happening right now for this new idea to come forth. So let's say our mission statement together. The Calgary Center for Spiritual Living makes accessible a way of living and thinking that reveals one's spiritual magnificence and personal power. We co-create an inclusive community that fosters an expansion of consciousness. We use that word co-create a couple of different times. Not only are we co-creating as a community, but we are co-creating between us and our higher selves, shall we say. We are co-creating together. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of our community. So I'm happy to introduce our singer for today. You heard her in that beautiful opening song, Lori McDonald. She's been with us a few times. She's well known in the city and within the province, and we're very blessed to have her here on our Valentine's morning. Please welcome Lori McDonald and Elevation.
Time full of war, be peace. In a time full of doubt, just believe. Yeah, there ain't that much difference between you and me. In a time full of war, be peace. In a world full of hate, be alive. When you do somebody wrong, make it right. World full of hate, be alive. La 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 la. Place that needs change and make a difference. Time full of noise, just listen. Life is but a breeze, better living. Time that needs change, make a difference. In a world full of hate, be alive. When you do somebody wrong, make it right. Don't hide in the dark when you were born to shine. In a world full of hate, be alive. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. In a race that you can't win, slow it down. You only get a one go round, and the finish line is 6 feet in the ground. In a race that you can't win, just slow it down. Somebody wrong, make it right. Don't hide in the dark when you were born to shine. The world full of hate, be alive. Yeah, it's hard to live in color when we just see black and white. In a world full of hate, be alive.
Hey. Very nice. Lori McDonald, Oliver Miguel on sax, John Day on keys, Luis Tovar on drums, and Lisa Jacobs on bass. We are blessed with our elevation, would you say? Yes, indeed. Woo-hoo. Thank you. That was wonderful. What a great song for today, for every day, hey? I really liked the lyric, thank you, that said, it's hard to see in color. It's hard to, when all you see is black and white or something like that. Oh, boy. Isn't that the truth, hey? Thank you. Would you breathe with me, please? Take in a deep breath. And again. And one more time at your own pace. We're all breathing the same breath, breathing the same air. If you think about it like that, how is it that we have these differences? It's just mind-blowing. Including the difference that I faced this week when I was trying to choose what I wanted to talk about. Because on one hand, it's Super Bowl Sunday. Yay! Yay! Because if you know me, you know I love football. I love football. I grew up watching football. It's a connection I had with my father. He taught me to understand football. So I am one of those rare women who not only likes it, but I actually understand it, and I can talk relatively intelligently about it. But I also love the Super Bowl. I mean, come on. It's a party. I mean, there's special food, and there's special clothes, and there's rituals, and there's drinks that go along with it, and there's all we have the commercials that cost more money than even the football players are making. I mean, it's fabulous. In fact, I love football so much, and I love the idea of the Super Bowl so much that sometimes I actually do a talk on the metaphysics of football. And you may think I'm crazy, but the absolute truth is it works, because if you understand the process of football, you understand that it's teaching us about life. It's teaching us how to move forward in increments called downs. It's teaching us how to sometimes just go for it, called throwing a Hail Mary pass, right? So it works. So I'm like, oh, should I do a football talk, or should I do a love talk? Because tomorrow is Valentine's Day, and I have to tell you, I don't love Valentine's Day. Not like I love Super Bowl Day. Having been single most of my life, I have never experienced that kind of romantic Valentine's Day that you see on the Hallmark Channel and read in the books. So for years, I used Valentine's Day as a way to compare myself with other people and to judge myself unworthy of love. Because in my mind, back in the day, pre-science of mind, anytime someone talked about love, I automatically thought they were talking about romantic love. It wasn't until I began waking up and seeing life in a completely new way that I began to understand that love is so much more than just romantic love. I mean, romantic love is part of it. Absolutely, yay on you. But romantic love is just a portion of what love really is. In fact, thanks to Rosalie for reminding me of this, in the ancient Greek language, there are a bunch of different names for love, and each one describes a different aspect of love that we as humans experience. And those are eros, romantic, passionate love. Woo-hoo! That's the one I'm always thinking of, right? There's philia, intimate, authentic friendship. Ludus, playful, flirtatious love. That one's fun, too. Storge, which is unconditional, familial love. Pragma, which is committed, companionate love. Agape, we've all heard of agape, which is empathetic, universal love. And philautia, which is self-love. Now, I could do a talk on every one of those words and their unique expressions in life, because every one of them is juicy. Every one of them is rich with inspiration. But the one that I want to talk about today is the last one, philautia, self-love. Because self-love is not something that most of us were brought up with. In fact, many of us were brought up with just the opposite. We were taught that self-love or even self-appreciation was conceited and it was vain. I know I was. I was this kind of rambunctious kid. I know that's hard to believe. And I kind of like being the center of attention. I know I've changed so much. And my family, who were these very, very quiet, kind of reserved people, and they were, oh, Pat, don't be so full of yourself, and oh, Pat, don't brag on yourself, and oh, Pat, don't call attention to yourself. So I got it all my childhood long. And even if that wasn't the case, maybe you were raised with the idea of self-love being sinful. I mean, after all, we were born of original sin, and we have to work really, really hard to deserve just a little bit of love, and certainly not self-love. And yet, contrary to the way that we were raised, self-love, I'm going to make a bold statement here, self-love could actually be the very purest love there is. Now, Thank you. All love is pure. Don't get me wrong. Here's how Ernest Holmes put it. He said, every heart responds to the warmth of love. Every mind yearns for its embrace, and no life is complete without it. Love alone can heal the world and cause people to live together in unity and peace. And certainly there are few things that is more pure than looking at a child and having that swelling of your heart. And few things are as pure as that universal love that we feel for humanity. It's pure. And yet, until we learn to give ourselves the same amount of love as we do to others, we are not completing the circle. And let me explain to you what I mean by that. If all of our love is going out, it's being sent out to the external, and we're not keeping anything for ourselves, we have nothing to attract it back. You understand what I'm saying? If we give it all out, we have nothing to attract it back. And as a result, we can and we do end up feeling empty and depleted and diminished. It's like that old adage about being on an airplane and the oxygen mask coming down. We have to put the oxygen mask on ourselves first before helping other people. Now, I know people will debate that truth, but the fact of the matter is, if we do not care for ourselves, we are really not able to love and care for others as fully as we would like. Because again, it's about the completion of the circle. We have to send it out and come back. We send it out and then it returns back to us. So the reason why I made that bold claim about self-love being the purest love, it comes down to the very crux of our wonderful teaching called the science of mind. And that crux is the very core, the very essence of our teaching is that God, whatever you want to call that, I'm not going to get into a debate about that, whatever you want to call that, it is all there is. And because it is all there is, then we are part of it. We are made of it. Here's how Ernest Holmes put it. Isn't that picture great? Boy, that's a good picture. He said this, "It is written that God is love, and that we are its expressed likeness, the image of the eternal being. We are the impartation of the divine through the human." We are the impartation of the divine being expressed as human. So I say to all of us, myself included, how dare we not love ourselves. How dare we treat ourselves with anything other than reverence and sacredness? You could applaud for that, because that's good. We are walking, talking, breathing, living gods and goddesses in form. Yeah. Now, we may have been programmed to believe that that's not true. We may have been programmed to believe just the opposite, that we are flawed, that we are evil, that we are less than, that we are non-deserving. But just because we've been given that programming doesn't mean it's true. Just like we talked last week about the collective consciousness and about the group think. Just because the collective belief of humanity gives us the message that we are undeserving and unlovable doesn't make it true. We are made of pure and perfect God stuff. We are made of it. We can't be made of anything else because there is nothing else. Dr. Holmes put it this way: nothing can be nearer to you than that which is the very essence of your being. Your outward search for God culminates in the greatest of all possible discoveries, finding God at the center of your own being. Put your hand right here and feel that one. Finding God at the center of your own being. And so I ask that question again: how dare we not love ourselves? How dare we not treat ourselves with reverence and sacredness? So I named this talk, as I was debating between football and a love talk, I named the talk Love Me Tender. Yes, with the song in mind. Because it was inspired by a conversation that I was part of a couple of weeks ago. Group of women coming together, and we're having, we have deep conversations, and we were talking about this very thing, about how we give so much to other people and we leave so little for ourselves. And the term tender-hearted came into the conversation as a means of self-care, as in to tend to our hearts. Some of the synonyms for tend: look after, take care of, minister to, keep an eye on, protect, nurture, cherish. So in this conversation we were having, we talked about some of the different ways that we can be tending to our own hearts. Things like, God forbid, putting ourselves first every once in a while. Things like asking for help. Things like setting healthy boundaries. The willingness to say, no, I'm sorry, that doesn't work for me. And not feel bad about it. Things like practicing self-forgiveness. So when you have said, no, I'm sorry, that doesn't work for me, you then forgive yourself for that. You know what I'm talking about. In other words, there are ways that we can show ourselves the same compassion and the same unconditional love that we give to other people. So you can imagine in this group of deep thinking women, this was a very emotional conversation. It got in because we all recognized the importance of it. And we also recognized how seldom we do it. And guys, this is for you too. You're allowed to love yourself, care for yourself, tend to your heart as well. And so for this upcoming Valentine's Day, the day of love, I want to encourage all of us to begin to be more tender-hearted with ourselves, to look after, to take care of, to protect, to nurture, to cherish ourselves. Not because we have to earn it, not because we have to prove that we deserve it, but simply because we are here, having this human experience. And therefore, we are absolutely worthy of love. So I want to close with a little ceremony. I used to do this fairly often in my years of ministry, right around this time of year, but I haven't done it for a while. And all of a sudden, I looked at it again, and I was like, this is absolutely perfect. And it really lends itself to this talk. So let's say this is step one in learning how to be tender-hearted with ourselves. Are you willing to play with me with this little ceremony? All right. Dearly beloved, we are here in the presence of God and each other to commit ourselves to the highest form of love there is, the love of our higher or divine selves. We do this because we know that everything we need in life, all the love, all the wisdom, all the insight, all the power, all the knowledge, all the understanding, all the nurturing, all the compassion, all the strength resides within us and as us. So I'm going to invite you right now to take a hold of your own hand. I hope you're doing this at home as well. By doing this, you are taking the hand of your beloved, of your higher self. And I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and I will prompt you what the right answer is. Do you choose this divine self to be your companion, to live together in peace and love? Say, I will. Will you respect yourself, honor yourself, and keep sacred the integrity of your soul? Say, I will. Do you commit your love to your higher self, whose hand you are now holding? Say, I will. Will you commit to be open, honest, and loving throughout all the changes of your life? Say, I will. Will you love yourself, recognize your individuality, comfort yourself, honor yourself at all times, and give yourself the highest of yourself? Say, I will. Now repeat after me and don't be smart aleck. I say your name. Thank you. Ask you, my higher self, to be my partner, my lover, my friend, and my continuous companion. I give you now my deepest friendship and love. I promise to see the light of divinity within you and always seek to share the light of divinity within me. Okay, now don't repeat after me, just listen. Therefore, inasmuch as you have consented together in this commitment with your higher being, and witness the same before everyone here and on the love stream, and recognizing the authority vested in me by the state of high consciousness, it is indeed my joy to now pronounce you committed to the best. I love you. Happy Valentine's Day, and so it is. And now, the song you've all been waiting for. It works. It works. Please welcome Laurie McDonald and Elevation.
Love me tender, love me sweet, never let me go. You have made my life complete, and I love you so. Love me tender, love me true. Oh, my dreams fulfill. For my darling, I love you, and I always will. Love me tender, love me long, take me to your heart, for it's there that I belong and will never part. Love me tender, love me true. Oh, my dreams fulfill. For my darling, I love you, and I always will. Love me tender, love me true. All my dreams fulfill. For my darling, I love you, and I always will.
Woo! Elevation! Laurie McDonald, Oliver Omar Miguel, John Day, Luis Tovar, Lisa Jacobs. That was so beautiful and just perfect right there after that ceremony. Wonderful. How do you feel? Are you in love? You in love with yourself? Yeah. You in love with Lori? Or you're in love with Oliver? Or you're in love with John? Okay, all right. So this is a time I get to talk about how you can support the center. And you should have gotten your tax receipts. If you did not get your tax receipt, call Lance at the office, and we can either resend it or we can stick it in the mail. We'd prefer not to send too many through the mail, but if you didn't, you can call Lance and talk to him about that. So I invite you to take your tithe, your gift, your offering, your donation, hold it to your heart. And just instill it with the same love that we've been feeling all morning. It's God in action. Whether it's a piece of paper or it's a bill or it's a check or it's a credit card, it's still this law of circulation at work. So let's say together our conscious giving affirmation. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all that I give returns to me multiplied abundantly. I am so blessed, and so it is. And so it is. And let's sing, of course we're going to sing Love today. Here we go. To spread the love, because as we are spreading the love, we are also loving ourselves. So this is going to be the ubiquitous, all everywhere present kind of love energy going out, okay? You with me? So get your hands rubbing together. We're going to send it out to who. Wait, no, I have an even better idea. Okay, keep rubbing your hands. We're going to put one hand on our chest and we're going to send one out. Yes? Okay, so self-love and out into the world love. Okay, here we go. On a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Whoosh. Love you, love you, love you. Have a great week. Talk to you later. Bye.
Stars above, a yearning, and life is wasted time. Look inside of your heart and I look inside mine. Things look so bad everywhere in this whole world. What is fair? We walk by what we try to see, falling behind what could be. Higher love, bring me a higher love, oh, bring me a higher love. What's that higher love? I keep thinking of what's turning, and we're just hanging boyfriend standing out there alone. I yearn, and it's real to me. There must be someone who's looking for me. Things look so bad everywhere in this whole world. What is fair? We walk by, but we try to see. Holding behind what could be. Bring me a higher love. Bring me a higher love. Oh, bring me a higher love. I could rise above on a higher love. I will wait for it. I'm not too late for it. Until then, I'll sing my song to cheer the night along. Bring Light the night up with my soul on fire. I can make the sunrise from pure desire. Let me feel that love more. Let me see how strong it could be. Oh, bring me a higher love. Bring me a higher love. Oh, bring me a higher love. Where's that higher love? I keep